I renovated my kitchen about 7 years ago, and I did it actually when I was pregnant. It was a very difficult renovation, but it paid off, and I'm happy with the results. The kitchen was not originally set up as a galley kitchen, and all the workings of the kitchen were at the back behind me. It really was very inefficient, so I turned it into a galley kitchen, and I think it works pretty well. The countertop on this side of the kitchen is Carrara. I just wanted a surface that I didn't really have to worry about. I am not a person that was going to be putting in marble and then worrying about the stains. I was going to embrace the stains. The backsplash is also marble, but it's not a tile, it's a floor thresh that sits in between the door jambs. It comes in longer pieces. I had a really good tile guy, and I had him cut each piece and run them the length, just because I couldn't find the exact tile that I wanted, and it was a very reasonable alternative. The kitchen floor was painted dark gray, and I recently painted it a cream. It's a fair and ball color, and I really like it. It sort of brightened it up, which is nice. One of the challenges in this kitchen, as I said, is it's long and narrow. It's a bowling alley, and to make it really useful, it made sense to build a desk in. Also, when I was doing this, I was pregnant, and I had a 6-year-old who was just falling in love with the computer and all things computer. So it was very important for me to have a spot where I could monitor what he was doing on the computer. It is invaluable. It really is, yes. I have many a time looked how to cook the perfect roast on the computer and then rushed over to the pan back and forth, and it's very efficient. It's worked very well. When I built the kitchen in, I knew I wanted a room for a bulletin board, which I also have behind the toaster area, and a chalkboard. There's just so much stuff to pin up. Desk accessories too these days are really good looking. This is a great book. This is Donna Hay Seasons. It's a wonderful cookbook. Just boxes for little trinkets. I mean, it's decorative and it's kind of pretty. Like these pencils, just plain, nice, clean looking, and consider obviously the vessel that they're living in. This is great. I love this little horn container. He kind of ties into the old organic thing that's happening right now in design. I did a bank head at the back of the kitchen in that funny little kind of L shape. It's an area that keeps my children out of my hair when I'm cooking. I also love that area back there because I have the cabinets that go all the way to the ceiling, and it holds all my cookbooks, keeps them away from the kitchen and sticky hands. I always know where my books are. It's a spot where you can sort of cozy up, and I can be by myself, pull out a cookbook, and it's kind of the best of all the worlds combined, so it can be a nice little spot. I always find styling a kitchen is kind of tough because you want it to look real, and you want it to be you want it to represent who you are, the products that you live with. And we're seeing a lot of organic shapes and bowls and things right now, and I love them mixed in with the old wood. The mix of old and new in the kitchen is really important, and it's something you should consider. I really, really love the mix right now of this old breadboard and this great brie baker that I picked up at Indigo. I think it's really, really great. I love it, the color of it. Another way to bring wood into the kitchen is definitely with cutting boards, and there are so many out there right now in different shapes and sizes. I love this long guy. He'd be great for a charcuterie sort of setup. He'd also be really great just to bring bread to the table. It's really nice. And mixed with this old guy in front, I think it's really pretty. Love it. I tend to bring in the herbs that I plant in the backyard, and I put herbs in pots just because my garden back there is flower beds, and these take over. It's kind of nice to have the green in the kitchen as well, sort of life and inspiring. I do like prints and paintings moved into the kitchen. I don't see why they can't be in there. It's not a spot that I'm throwing pasta sauce around over here. It's kind of in between cooking and sink, so it's just a nice little kind of spot of living and a little bit of design, a little bit of kind of personality. Another thing to keep in mind when you're styling your kitchen is really olive oils and vinegars and condiments. You might as well buy yourself a gorgeous bottle of olive oil and keep it out on the counter and kind of love it for the oil as well as the packaging. And he is really handsome. Just got him. Love him. He's actually from Indigo. Really, really pretty. And you know, if you're making dinner and people are coming over and you're just going to throw pasta in the water, buy pretty pasta and leave it in. It's so much prettier. The packaging, why not, right? It all sort of ties into the moment and what you're doing and the overall experience with your guests and stuff, and they'll appreciate it.